Welcome to our Unreal Editor for Fortnite Build Along show. Sit back, relax, and build with us. I'm your host, Tina, and today with me I have our wonderful, incredible builders, Josh and Heather. I'm going to go through, have them introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about themselves. Heather, let's start with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself for those who may be unfamiliar?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Heather. I lead the UEFN evangelism team, and I've been here at Epic for almost 4 years now, 4 years at the end of the month. It's so exciting. And yeah, today we're going to just dive into all things UEFN in island transactions. I'm going to say it right every time, friends. Um, but really hyped to be here. Been exploring a lot of the verse lately, and this is going to be really cool to walk you all through.
Yeah, I'm really excited to dig into it too. Next up, of course, we have Josh. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm Josh. I'm an evangelist on UEFN. I've been in Epic for 4 years in the tools pretty much every day. So I'm very excited to be here and talk to you about this awesome new feature.
Very excited to have y'all here, of course. As always, we will be taking in questions, but I wanted to let y'all know that for today, it's going to be a pretty tight schedule. So if you have additional questions that we can't get to, what we want to do instead is encourage you to go ask them over on the Epic developer community. So we'll go ahead and post the link for that in the chats right now. Just something to keep in mind. We want to make sure that we hear you and any questions you have around the topic, but just try and direct them over there so we can get to them and make sure we get to them. Thanks so much, y'all. With that, I'll hand it over to our builders for today.
Yeah. So, like you mentioned on the Q&A is going to be a little bit different. So is the format today. We're going to actually look at some documentation, then we're going to look at a template, and then we're going to build a small mini example. So I just wanted to be clear with everyone that it's a little bit different, but we're still here. We're still excited to build. So I want to start by showing you all the documentation site. So let's go over to that. So you can get here. It's on the Epic developer community. If you're just searching for it, which is the way I recommend doing it, just search for in-island transactions. But otherwise, it's down here all the way as its own little header within all of the documentation. So come on down, read all about it. There is so much information in this documentation that we are not going to be talking about today. There's an entire UI feature example. Here, I'm going to open it up in another tab because this is gorgeous and we're like not even touching it today. There's so much stuff that is in the custom UI template, but we've also updated this template to include in-island transactions. So if you've messed around with this template before, go back to it and mess around again. You'll be able to see how you can actually make shop interfaces and a couple of other things really, really beautiful with our new UI tools. So check that out.
Yeah,
Not today.
I'll just add there are like a ton of great materials in there and textures and like icons and stuff that aren't normally in your content browser. And so what I like to do is I go and I grab all that and bring it to like whatever project I'm working on. So I have a lot of options for my widgets.
100%. Okay, so back to the in-island transactions. There is tons of documentation here on just an overview of what in-island transactions are, how to create items and offers, and then best practices in debugging. A lot of this is also covered in the template we're about to walk through, but this version in the documentation covers all of these topics in super depth. So if you're brand new to this, you haven't touched it yet, please read through all the documentation. It's going to be really helpful. The other PSA here is also if you're going to be publishing in the future, once this is actually out of experimental, please make sure you read through all of the new and updated Fortnite creator rules. That's all I'm going to say on that because that's not what we're here to talk about. All right. I'm going to close documentation for now. I'm just going to minimize it because we might need to reference it later. And we will come over here into UEFN. So if you're looking for the template on how to actually create in-island transactions, you don't want to start from scratch. You could, of course, start from scratch. That's totally fine. You could use whatever island you want. But there's a really snazzy feature example we're going to talk through today. So typically when you come to the feature example page, you are presented with these. You're going to scroll all the way down to the game examples. and then look for the in-island transactions. It has this cute little storefront and little price tag on it. That's how you know you're in the right spot. Um, so gonna pick that one. And then Josh and I have a team together and we're gonna be collaborating. So I'm gonna make sure he has access, and then I'm gonna call this in island live 2 because I already created one earlier today as a test. Um, Josh, you cool with that?
Yep, sounds
All
good.
right. So here we go. We're gonna load this up. And while we wait for this to come up, we'll talk to you a little bit about the plan. So we're going to walk through all of the different phases of in-island transactions, and we're actually going to do it by launching session and walking through this really cool tutorial hallway that the team has built up. And then after we do that walkthrough, we will go back into editor. Josh will have done some work for us, and we're going to customize some spaces and maybe even add in some new functionality. All right. Come on, check into revision control.
It's thinking about it.
Okay, one thing that I just have to call out that I absolutely love about this template is if you're wondering how was something implemented, this outliner panel is so well organized. In fact, it's so well organized that right now I'm going to minimize all of these things. And Josh, I'm creating you a folder
For
called
my
live
random
stream.
assets.
For all of your random assets, please put them in the folder. All right.
Fine.
Okay, let me check that in really fast for you. Folder for pretty.
Very official naming systems being used today, everybody.
The most official. I do recommend you use better names, but if you look here, you can see that these are all really well named. We have 5 different corridors that we're going to walk through. And then we've got our teleport system that is pre-built, and then world settings. So it's very well organized right now. And I highly recommend if you're building another project that you look at this in the future. I opened it up a few days ago and I was just like, oh, this is so nice. Like
Breath
good
of
brain
fresh air.
fuzzies. All right. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to launch session because it's easier for me to walk around as a character and actually interact with the things, because you'll notice straight away right here, there's a button we can press, and I want to press that with you all. So we'll give this another second to validate and upload and launch Fortnite. This should be pretty fast.
Yeah. And even though we're going to be walking through this all today, I also really recommend that everybody hops in themselves to the template at least once for a run through. I've really like never been able to so quickly pick up like a new feature and figure out what's going on and how to like do it myself in such a short bit through a template like this. So yeah, I mean seriously, just like it's one long hallway, run down the hallway, read everything, interact with everything, and it's like really, really great at visually teaching you what's going on.
Yeah, and we're actually going to skip a couple of sections today, just so that we can get to the implementation parts. So read through it all in your free time. Ask us questions in the forums, and yeah. Okay, we're so close. We're at the edit session part.
I feel like we need a countdown, like a
We
drum roll.
we just don't quite know how long the countdown would be.
Well, that's okay. It's adaptable. You just keep adding
You
5
just
seconds
Right.
every time it
so
hits
we're like
0.
the loading bars.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're at a 55%, 100%, 5%.
You know, when you're downloading something and it's like, this will take 10 minutes. This will take 30 minutes. This will take 4 years. You know, it's fine.
It's fine.
It'll happen when it happens. And then it's a happy surprise. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think the nice thing, again, about this template is that it is super lightweight. So this is actually loading up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right.
I'm thoroughly actually quite surprised.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is a stream record right there.
I think so.
That's a stream record.
To actually playing the game, like we did it. Okay, so we're gonna skip the introduction here. First thing is the team that made the template had created a custom HUD for us. So we're gonna go ahead and show that now. Where we can see the items that we will be buying throughout this adventure. So the first thing is a shovel item. This is a durable item. And so you'll notice throughout we have different kinds of items, durable and consumable. If you have a durable product, that means that it's going to stick around forever. Now, I will note here, I think this is a really important time to talk about persistence and saving. Everything within this in-island transaction system, all of these durable and consumable purchases are saved separately and in their own space from how you would do your normal first week map persistence saving. So you don't have to worry about it. It is saved. It is good. Like we promised. And if you decide to go beyond what your items that you're selling here, then you would have to start tying that to a week map. We're not going to cover how to do that today, but I did want to highlight that if you use everything out of the box, create a durable product and a consumable product, those things will be saved per player on your behalf. You do not have to do extra verse work. Cool. All right, so let's get our shovel item. The first thing we can do here is we can just ask for it to be granted to us, and you can see up in the top right, it now says that we own it. Easy. There's some verse code here. We will walk through that in a minute. Once you have your shovel, we have shown you that you can actually use an event that is fired from the shovel to dig a hole. So we can do that. And we even built a little custom animation for you. We really thought this would be fun to make into a little farming game. So we'll see what we can make up for us later today. And then over here, we have our corn seed items. So corn seeds are consumable, which means that you grant them once and then they are consumed. And we can go ahead and just grant one for free. We can also come over and plant it. It will dig first and then it will plant the seed. There we go. And finally, as I mentioned earlier, we have everything really, really organized, but there's a really cool additional thing called the product catalog that will also list out all of the various things that you have for sale in your island. So this is a very useful one-stop shop thing to look at in UEFN. Okay, so that's just the item itself. As you can tell right now, we've just granted them to ourselves, but we haven't actually made them a transactional experience. So let's jump to the next space to learn about how offers are set up. I love a good teleport. Okay, we're gonna keep going to this part right here. So over there, we had one new item that we are creating. It's a seed pack item where you can actually sell multiple seeds instead of just one seed at a time. We thought that would be better. So we have a seed pack here that you can buy, and the price will be 50 V-Bucks. So if I come up here and I press buy offer, you can see all of the information. And like I said, in a minute, we'll go over how you actually implement all of this, but we can see the name of the item, a small description of what the item is, the image of the item, the cost, and we can also purchase it. Now, this is cool also to note. If you are doing something and you're trying to test, you'll notice I only have 550 V-Bucks. That would be sad if I was trying to test something that cost more than 550. The good news is that you're in test mode and your V-Bucks aren't spent. So highly recommend that you do actually test out all of your purchases in before you publish to make sure that they work, but you will not be spending your V-Bucks. Yay! Okay, so I've got my corn seed pack. It's been acquired. And then if I come over here, in order to use the corn seed pack, we actually have to call a function called consume product, which will consume that. Here, let me come over here to this code. So over here we have a thing that says that there's 10 corn seed packets in the inventory and or up to 10, and each corn seed packet is consumable, and when you consume it, it removes it from the player's inventory and then it grants 10 corn seed product. So if I come over here, the way that this verse is already written, if I consume, I get my 10 corn seeds. So that's like converting this offer that I had into a corn seed that I can use. Now, the corn seed is also a product, so we could use the grant product to grant that. Again, we'll go over this code in a minute. But first, I want to walk through the hallway a little bit more. There's a ton of different versions of bundles and offers that we've outlined here for you all. And this one, I think, Josh, this is the one we want to update a little bit later, right? The offers where we're going to add in a new seed.
Yeah, so that's the full shop screen there.
Yeah. So
And
we'll
so
update this in a minute.
when we add another one, we will make a little update to it so that it shows up in this full screen area.
Cool. I do have a super quick question for y'all, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Um, some folks are curious if obtaining, is that also verse coded or is that part of the initial?
Can I go back? I can. There's a good teleport for this.
Yay! You got your
Um,
teleport sound again.
Oh, I can't even hear it. That's amazing. So I'm gonna try and answer the question in the way that I understand it.
Mhm.
I'm not entirely sure I understood the question, but here's what happens. I have I have two different products that I can interact with here. I have the product, which is the seed pack item, which is consumable and will grant you 10 seed packets or 10 seeds into your inventory. The seeds that it's granting are also a consumable product. They're not any other kind of item. They're not an itemization item. They're not a Fortnite item. They're a consumable product. So that's really, really important. If you're trying to tie this to grant something outside of a product that you defined in verse, you have to do additional logic, and we'll see that in a minute.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay, so we're gonna fast forward through here because we're gonna come back to this, and it's gonna be so much cooler when we like live add one. So I don't want to talk about it yet.
You get that
But I
later.
do want to scroll all the way over here because this is related to your question. So you can have a product be associated to a gameplay attribute. And so one thing here that we can actually offer is an increase to a player's Flowberry inventory capacity and to fill their inventory when an upgrade is purchased. Because this is a Fortnite item, we can't see if it's consumed or not, but we can grant you access to as many as you're allowed to have in your inventory. So that's what I was talking about of like once you start doing stuff in this section, in the advanced section, that's when you might need to actually use verse weak maps and do some more logic. That's a little bit beyond what we're going to cover today, but highly recommend you try it out. Okay, there's a few other things in here though that are pretty cool, so I want to talk about them. So there is the option when you're setting up your store that you can present different prices for different things. But you can also set up the same offer to have like a different price for like a limited time or like maybe buy three, get one or something like that. So here is one alternative seed pack offer that we've set up that comes up at half the price. So we'll switch offers. If I press E, I think I did. I might have pressed it like 3 times, so we'll see. So it's 100 right now. And then we'll press E again. And it's 50. Okay, I did press it like 3 times. So it went in a circle. But this is you can see now that we've actually not only changed the price, but we've also changed the icon to indicate that this is a discounted version. Trying to remember what this one was. Guys, we just got Playtime XP. So excited. So offers and bundles can also be modified at runtime. And so this is really helpful if we want to know like which thing might sell better. So if I look at this one, we can see this cute little gnome that we can buy. This is a cute little icon. Or we can have this version where the gnome is looking to looking in a direction. Some people might think this is cuter. Maybe people like the ear. I don't know. But you can use this feature to figure that out for yourself to basically A/B test which icons are leading to purchases. Oh, one note while I'm looking at this screen. this screen is not something outside of these words that I mentioned that you can change in this icon. Once you hit the purchase button, any screen that happens there, if you or if you as a player need to acquire more V-Bucks or anything like that, that is stuff that you cannot customize. That will always be maintained by us. So just a note. Okay. All right. The last one that I really wanted to talk about is a paid area. So we are allowing you to use a product to associate to opening a paid area. So this is an example of an offer we could buy to get VIP access to go through this fantastic door. I can purchase this access and then the door opens and we can show you that code in a minute. So that's kind of like the highest level overview of everything here in this template. Now, obviously, I've just walked through it in the play mode. So what I'd like to do is switch back over here and close all of the alerts. So if we come over here, I think the one that might be the most interesting to look at before we dive into making the new shop is actually this paid area, because it's the one we just looked at. So you'll notice in this version, we can actually see the verse device as well as the cinematic device. We tried to include everything that you would need for each section in that one spot. Now, for this example, we are using the door unlock example device, which means if I come over to the Verse Explorer, I can look for door unlock example device. We did this super easy for y'all. So I can open that up in VS Code. And here is where we can see the basics of how the door unlock works. However, this isn't the only place that we had to write things. So we'll also look here at the definitions and make sure that we pull those up in a minute. I don't think we need them for this one. We don't, because the product here is evaluated all right in this situation. But I think it's still defined in here. Is it not? It's not. It's my bad. Sorry, guys. We're just going to use this one file. So we can see when you interact, we look to see whether or not when you've spawned, if you already own the access. Granting access to this area, the way we wrote it, is a durable event. So it's going to stick around forever, or a durable product. So then we'll double check here, see if it's changed. Then if it does change, somebody buys that particular product, then we'll do the door sequence. If they don't have access, then we don't do that cinematic. And then this is also where we try to offer that. And again, we have one more thing down here to make sure that if you did buy it before, that we do restore that whenever you come back into the island. So that's this one. Josh, are we ready to build out our new custom seed?
Yes.
Okay.
Check in my changes here.
All right. I know I'm going to need these two things. Am I also going to need... We'll figure out what the other file I'm going to need is in just a second. All right, while I wait for your check-in, I'm going to come back over here. Because this is the one we're going to interact with. And offer dialog device is the one we're going to update. Okay, so one of the things just to like again shout out how amazing this template is that these things are so well named. It's so easy to find the actual verse file, but something I was really confused about when I was initially jumping around and trying to understand this template was if I open up one of these files, like the buy offer button, and we actually look at it, it has all these different things and all of these different offers that we can do. But if you just change things in this one file, you're not actually going to be able to have those offers exist because you haven't actually defined the offer or the product. You've just said you're going to sell it, but you haven't told it what you're going to sell. So the two files that I found most important in this template are the offer definitions file and the product definitions. We're going to spend a bunch of time in here making these seeds happen. All right, I'm going to sync latest now.
Sweet.
All right. Josh, did you have any thoughts as I've been kind of going through all of this?
No, not really. If I look very serious to anyone in the background, I'm building out a whole farm level, so
It's because he is very serious all of
yes,
the time.
always.
Although I did see there's some more questions in chat, which is great. Please
Awesome.
keep asking them. But I again want to remind y'all, just in case we can't get to everything today, again, we're want to make sure that we can get through everything. So also post any questions that you have on the EDC. We have a thread tagged in the chats right now. Please make sure to also post over there. So if we don't have a chance to get to them now, there's we can still get around to them later. So we'll repeat post that just in case if anyone missed that, but please keep them coming. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to know more about everything.
Josh,
Yep.
where did you put the new seed pack?
They're in the art section.
And then
Art and then textures.
I swear I looked at this and I didn't see it. There they are. There's corn. Here we are. Oh, looks like we're gonna do pumpkins, friends. We're gonna make pumpkins happen. Let's sell some pumpkin seeds. It's still fall. This is fine.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's a landscape in my room. I love it. I'm so excited about it.
Might need to shape it out of the way if the hill is too dramatic.
No, it's actually perfectly fine. We will make it work. Okay, so we're gonna sell pumpkin seeds. The first thing we want to do, as I mentioned earlier, is we are gonna come over to our verse. And I want to do the product first, and then we'll define the offer where we actually define the price, and then we'll add it to that shop we were looking at earlier. So first I'll come over to the product and let's talk about what we want to make here. So we know we want to have a pumpkin seed and a pumpkin seed pack. Josh, do you want those pumpkin seeds to be consumable just like the corn seeds were?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So then that makes this pretty easy because we can actually just come in here. And for right now, I'm not going to worry about making the pumpkin seed pack. Let's just do the seed itself, just one seed. So I'm going to copy the corn seed and I'm going to make another one. Now, first thing to know, white space matters here. Get rid of that space when you copy paste. I messed that up earlier today. All right. And then let's spell pumpkin. Can we spell pumpkin? I think we can. From this point forward, we'll spell it like this. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. All right. So then let's update the name here. Now, if I was trying to do this from scratch and I didn't have all this wonderful example code, well, one, I would open up the template so that I could have the example code. But if I didn't want to do that, then I would just go to the documentation. We have all of these examples written out there as well. So then we can also update this. So this will plant a pumpkin seed. And we'll write out more information here. We're gonna spell it correctly.
I believe.
Plant to grow one pumpkin. Now, if I if I was really doing this for reals, I would do more than just change this text. I would probably like add my own flavor, make it work with the game I'm building. But for now, we're just selling a pumpkin seed, and that's all that really matters. So I'm gonna keep that. And then I'm also gonna scroll down. So right now, this is just the product info. So this is just the info bit. And then we also have to define the actual product here as something we can call. So I'm gonna go find the corn seed and we're gonna copy this consumable product. All right. So now we'll update this and you'll notice that we'll just be doing a lot of the same thing we already did. Now the nice thing here is that we already have a awesome class that we're extending the feature example product. Again, we get so much out of using this template out of the box that we don't have to implement. So that's why we're using it today, because this makes it just so much easier. So you can just keep going. And now that we've typed this a couple of times, it's starting to autocomplete, which is so nice. But I am going to just copy this and replace those. And then for this texture one, this is why it was so important that I knew where Josh put that texture. So let's go back into UEFN and look in the content drawer. And we'll see here that we had the T_corn_seeds. And Josh named this. I'm just going to hit rename so that I can copy it. And then I'm going to go back into VS Code. And we'll use the proper texture there. T_UI_pumpkin seeds. That's my hot tip. Rename to copy and paste the label.
Oh, that is a good one.
Also to rename, just press F2. You don't have to like right click. Also,
That is a good one.
super fast. Okay, so now the other thing that we need to know is how many corn seeds do we want to be, or corn seeds? How many pumpkin seeds? We should check. We should change all of the text here as well. How many pumpkin seeds we want to sell? We think pumpkins are just as popular as corn, so we'll keep all of that consistent. And then the next few sections that are important here, we want to make sure that this is consumable, it's not random, and that it's not giving access to a paid area. We have our paid area that we were talking about earlier defined up here, and all that you change about that is that you make it true if you wanted it to have paid area access. So that's just an API we give you out of the box. Perfect. So now we have our product. Once we have our product, we can define our offer. Now, defining our offer is very, very similar to defining our product. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy this product definition so that we can bring it over into the offer definition section. So offer definition, this is where we actually say how many we're offering and at what price. So we can see here, we have that shovel that we were looking at earlier, the corn seeds, starter bundle, flow berries. Let's go ahead and add a new one. That is our pumpkin seed. And again, a lot of this is the same, which is nice. We need a description, a name, and a short description. But we also need a price. Now, this is just a single seed that we're selling. So I think we should just make it 10. However, if we wanted to sell more than one, we can say that, hey, maybe we want to sell 5, but each one only costs 10.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
I can then go down to this next section. And we'll just want to make sure that we set up the full offer. Let me see here. I think we'll want to do this one. And I'm going to need to change quite a bit to have it work. So give us a second. I'm going to be real. I didn't practice this one ahead of time. So you're going to have to bear with me.
That's good though. We get the real, the visceral developer experience.
Yeah. Well, I
So true.
planned, we had this whole plan to create a rake, and I practiced that. I was so excited. I was like, this rake is going to be so cute.
And then
A
I
lie.
changed it on her last minute. And I'm like, what about pumpkin seeds?
Yeah.
To be
Whoops.
fair, it is also a good concept. I will
Thank you.
accept pumpkin seeds.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Corn seed pack. Is that what we call it up here? It is. So what do we call it here? We call it pumpkin seed. I just want to make sure I get the exact correct name. If you're anything like me as a developer, you know that we don't spell things correctly most of the time. That's why we copy paste. Okay. And then we also can set our texture here. Again, this is the corn seed pack. We don't want that. We want our cute little icon that we uploaded of the pumpkin seed. So let's bring that over. Um, and then the product that we're selling here isn't a corn seed pack, it's a pumpkin seed. So we're gonna fix that. Pumpkin seed. And then we'll set the offer price. This is where we can determine whether or not we have multiple offers, but we're not overriding it with anything special. We're just going to use the one we defined up above. And so I don't need that comment either. Okay. I think we've made a pumpkin seed offer. So we've now made the product, and now we've done the offer. All we had to do so far in UEFN for this was upload the texture of the item that we want to sell. And then now we can add it to the offer dialog, I think. Let's hope I'm correct. Pumpkin seed. Oh, I needed to add a comma. I was like, it's all red. What did I do?
Always those commas.
I
I'm
didn't add a
telling you.
comma. All right. Now I'm not 100% sure that this is going to work the way I want it to, but I think so. Because this is going to show a full UI of all of the selected offers, and I've told it to select that new offer we just wrote. Who's ready to see how good I am at live coding?
Me.
Let's see.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dismiss the content drawer. We are going to compile our verse. We're going to end our game. It looks like verse compiled, so that's great. And I'm gonna push changes. There's no longer a push first change. Oh, there's not because I have all of the landscape and stuff. I was like, why isn't it letting me push all the changes? Okay, it is. It totally is. We're only a little bit freaked out about doing this live, friends. No, I'm really excited. I think this is pretty cool. I love how easy it was to get all of that set up, and now it's just a matter of making sure it works, and then from there, like tweaking it for what your players want. All right, we're still loading up edit mode. So, Josh, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing? We can't switch over to your screen, but I'd love to know.
Yeah. We might be able to switch over to my screen.
You're gonna make our stream manager really sad.
But yeah, I mean,
Oh, we got to go ahead.
yeah,
Do it.
I'm ready. I'm sharing.
I get that dual perspective.
Yeah, well, it'll help while I'm waiting for loading screens for a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh
We
my
got it.
gosh. Look
We're
at
seeing
that,
it?
like
All right,
perfectly
great.
landscaped area.
This is what I've been working on. So yeah, I threw together this little bit. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do now is I grabbed our button that opens up our nice screen, and going to bring it over here.
Oh man, so you're really counting on that code I just wrote working. Totally. Okay, great.
Yeah, and then we can have, let's bring in character device. Yeah.
Are we gonna have a farmer sell us
We
these
can have a
items?
farmer.
Yes. I know that's what you really wanted out of this experience.
And then we can have the player basically interact with the farmer, bring up the shop, and then they'll be able to buy either seed that they want.
Amazing.
Action radius.
I do love that everyone in chat is, we're all collectively rolling our eyes at this beautiful scene being quote unquote thrown together. Okay, Josh.
You all saw, we started from a
Yeah, it's
template.
the
There was
same level.
nothing.
I threw it together, guys. I
Like,
did.
Impressive work. Yeah.
there is no pre-cooked version of this, though we wish there was. Because that didn't work, friends. But that's okay. Well, Josh, you can keep showing people this while I figure out where else
Right.
I need to add in code.
Maybe I'll turn this into a sequencer stream, which our
Uh,
streams always end up being one way or another.
It all comes back to sequencer in one way or another.
It kind of does. It really does. Wait, let's get this one.
Oh, I think I figured out why it didn't work.
All right.
Uh, let's go to my screen really, really fast just so that I can write in this extra part. I totally did this earlier and I forgot about it. This is probably the problem. Uh,
Good.
so we updated the offer dialog, but we didn't actually update the button. So I think I'm going to be able to add that here as a pumpkin seed. Do pumpkin seed. Should be a pumpkin seed. Awesome. And then I think that's it. I hope that's it. All right. Save UEFN, compile, push changes. Okay. Now we're back to waiting. Sorry. But I wanted to show you the other place that you need to update in order for the actual UI to pop up.
Yeah, it's important context. So,
Is
should we cut back to you, Josh, while we're waiting
yeah,
for
come on back. You can see me moving dirt. Literally moving dirt. Um, so yeah, basically I'm moving our corn animation over to my new area. And then depending on how fast I work, I might be able to set up a pumpkin one,
Whoa.
but no promises. We got one of them here. Where's the other? Oh, I had it hidden. Aha. All right. There we go. And then we just need the shovel one. Now, look at the animation on this shovel. I gotta give props to the team. I was quite impressed by all the keyframing. So to move this one, I'm gonna add an additive transform track, and then I can kind of keep its place as I move it. Boom. I'm not re-keyframing that. All right, let's see.
Wow, I love
Lovely.
that. It's very cute. A lot of personality in just those couple of little things.
I know, right? Now, I don't think the corn will actually be there in game because I'm pretty sure that's what they plant. But let's get need we're gonna need a button for them to unpack the seed pack. Let's see. Using seed packs, this one. So this is gonna, when they click this button, this is what turns it into 10 corn into our other consumable item, 10 of them. Otherwise, they would just have a pack and nothing to plant. Get like a bag. This. All right.
Dialogue device. I think that's the problem. Still not showing up, so I might have to do something slightly different than making this the general store. But I promise you I don't promise you that I'll have an option, but I think I will have an option. I think I can do this.
Awesome.
Oh, hey, you want to come back to me for a bit? I can show you one other cool thing, because I have to do it anyway.
Sure.
So no matter what project you're in, if you want to create a new verse file to sell a product or to create those definitions or anything like that, if you come over here and right click in your verse explorer, wherever you have that, and add a new verse file to your project. Gosh, I keep saying product, so project just didn't happen there. It's fine. So we can come over here to the an island transaction device option. This is brand new. And so we can actually change this and say this is our pumpkin selling? No, pumpkin offer. Pumpkin example. There we go. And then you can either create it empty or you can create it with all of the extra context. Just since we're doing this live, I'm going to create it with all the context. And then if I come back over into the Explorer, pumpkin example. You'll notice that this comes with a bunch of extra stuff here. Out of the box, this has all of those definitions of those products. If you wanted to set up a product here, all of the offers. So what we just did when we were walking through everything earlier is that we created the product and the offers in a definition file. You could alternatively just create them all here. This is really hard to read though, so I highly recommend breaking them into product definitions and offer definitions and then just importing those. But if you wanted to, you could just use this whole file to do the thing. Cool. However, I'm not gonna use this. Actually, hold on. I do want to keep like the very top line. I don't want to just delete it all. Do I want to keep the very, very top line? I don't think so, actually. Hold on. Let's see. Is there anything here? Yes, I think I want to keep the example code there. Okay. So what I want to do is copy what we have, like the existing flow for getting a seed, which is somewhere, I promise. Here we go. Seed item and island transaction grant product device. Perfect. I can go back to verse. And then we can look at the grant product device. And you'll notice that this is all abstracted out. So that's super helpful to me right now as I'm thinking aloud. Oh, because I know what we did. I know what we did, friends. I don't actually need that new example, but hey, I showed you how to do it, so that's cool. I just remembered that this template is neat and I didn't have to do all of that. So what I can actually do over here is I can come over here and I can create a new version of this awesome device and I can move it. Nope, I don't even need to do that. What am I talking about? All right, let's go over here. Sorry, my brain is catching up with my ideas and thoughts in real time. I'm
Lovely.
going to create a new button. Sweet. This button needs to face the correct direction. I want us to be able to press it. Okay. This button is going to be just called pumpkin seed. Words are hard, friends.
Words
And
are hard,
then
exceptionally so.
we'll come over here and we're gonna remember how this worked. We're gonna get there. I need to map this to the verse device. Yes, that is true. Okay, so then let's bring ourselves a verse device over here. In here, and then in here. These are all of our verse devices that are compiled. Huzzah. And then I want specifically the buy offer device. I don't want it to show up in game. I just want it to be over here. So let's turn that off. And then we're going to have it be triggered by that button that we just put down. Did I not name the button? Oh, no, no, no. No, no. We're fixing that right now. Pumpkin button. I really dislike it when I don't name things. Okay, now we come over here. Now we're using the pumpkin button. This makes me feel much better. And then the offer type. Look, guys, the pumpkin seed is there. I
Nice.
promise. Okay, so we've done that. I feel like there was one more thing I needed to do. But let's try this. Let's see if we're right. Okay. We got to push all the changes though. Okay. I'm like really convinced I'm missing like one step. We'll figure it out. 7
That's
verse build
part of the
errors.
development journey, you know?
Okay, hold on. It did not like that I deleted a bunch of stuff in that one file. Give me a questionable example here. Let's just delete it. We don't need it. Move it to the recycle bin. All right, try one more time. Save, compile. Did that work? I actually don't know if that works in UEFN, if I could just like delete it like that. I think so. Hey, I think we got a green check mark this time. Whew.
Nice.
Okay.
I did check in changes too.
Okay. Cancel. Oh no. I pressed the
I
wrong
don't know, it was
button.
too late, too late. That's all right.
I
I don't even
couldn't
know what
even
it
press
was.
the
I just
cancel button. I
I
didn't
figured I
want
should get
the
something.
toast. That's okay. I'll get it in the next one. I'm sure I'm gonna need at least one more iteration here. Okay, back to Fortnite. We're still loading up edit mode. Okay. I think we're close though. I think hopefully with this like quick little wire up, we'll be able to actually see that new item that we just built having an offer and being able to purchase said offer.
Mm.
And hopefully, if I did it all correctly, we'll see the pumpkin seed icon instead of the corn icon. That would make
Exciting.
me really happy if all of that came together.
I believe.
I highly recommend, friends, that if you want to use this feature, you don't just build it live in an hour on stream. Please give yourself time to think through how much you want to offer things for, what you even want to offer, what's going to be compelling gameplay for your players, and just definitely take a deeper look at all of the documentation here. There's like so much that I just skated past in this cute little outfit that I like to wear. So please go read all about it.
Yeah. Speaking of documentation, I'm gonna drop the link to the documentation once
Thank you.
again in the chat there, just in case y'all are looking for it.
Okay. I really should give myself more speed. Or create a new teleporter.
I think the tack sprint on this level is super fast.
I need to have a new teleporter because I can't get out of this
Are
building.
you trapped?
I'm trapped. I'm trapped in the building. Everything is fun.
Nice.
I
Sorry.
told you I was gonna need at least one more iteration. Good. It's good. We're just gonna delete this wall right here. Goodbye. Oh, I can't because Josh has it. So I'm just gonna sync latest. Like I should have done from the beginning. This is fine. Oh,
Oh my God. I don't know why, but I'm very tickled by just running to the teleporter and it is fully underground.
it's the best. It looks like Josh, you were ready for that.
Yeah, I
you
actually
you knew
was.
exactly what the problem was.
Yeah, I did that like 20 minutes ago.
I'm sorry. I gotta get better at syncing changes. Normally, I'm like begging you to push, so the
It's
fact that
true.
you're ahead
It's
of me
true.
is crazy. uh, I love it.
Oh.
Um, I have to say, friends, like if you're ever on another internal or external call with just Josh and I where we're building, this is exactly how it goes every time.
Yeah.
It's fun. Okay, let's go back to Fortnite. Or we're in edit mode and we're loading. Look at the sun streaming in. Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
It's like
That looks great.
so nice. So nice outside.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I've been an editor way too long because I really was like unironically about to be like, wow, the post processing on that is
I was
so
thinking that too, Tina. I was gonna make a joke.
good.
I
Oh
was gonna be like, and you
no.
can pull this off with some bloom and some fog and a strong light.
A strong
Mhm.
light. I mean, that's really what I got going on here.
Our lumen.
The sunrise, there we go.
The
This
power of
is
the actual sun, everyone.
They
you
added
too
lumen to
could
real
have
life.
this bloom.
Wow. 5.7.
I'm not seven.
All right. Should be up soon.
Thinking about it.
It really
Is there
is.
anything you want to show us in the meantime, Josh?
Uh
Never mind. We're in
oh
action.
No, we're not.
Never mind. Josh, do you have anything you'd like to show?
yeah, I mean, I think I've got this pumpkin animation done actually.
Oh, oh no. I'm really hoping I did this right.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna go through the trouble of actually linking it to the pumpkin
That's fair.
seed.
But it is possible.
It is, because that's what we do with the corn. But I got the animation done. Awesome. Okay, let's look. So basically, wait, this is the digging. the second plot here. So I copied that over. So to dig the hole, and then pop that one open, and then they'll interact with a button, which should check to see if they have the pumpkin seed item, and if they do, it would consume it, and then a little pumpkin would plant.
Amazing.
Pull that back up. Whee!
Oh,
Yep.
adorable.
So that's what I've been working on.
It's so good.
I'm gonna save, and I am gonna launch session to check it out.
I will say, I want to like reiterate that y'all have been doing this for 40 minutes. And this is a pretty impressive amount of stuff that you've gotten together thus far from literally the base template up.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick.
Okay.
I rescind all accolades.
I love you too, Josh.
It is funny, like normally I'm the one sharing screen as I'm doing all this, but since
true.
Heather's sharing screen, I can just like be silent and quickly get stuff done. And I feel so much more productive than when I'm narrating.
He's locked in.
Okay, so I've still done something wrong, and I don't know what. So we should stay on Josh's screen for a little bit while I continue to investigate. But the TLDR is that I'm getting this offer is not available, which means there's something I missed.
Mm.
And I don't know what that is. So I'm going to go pull up the documentation and I'm going to read for a second. Because that's what I do when I get stuck.
All
It's a
right,
good
well,
thing for anyone to do when they're stuck, to be fair. Documentation is a good first place to go.
true. I'm gonna do what I love and add some trees.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the editor and I'm going to check for the product catalog, tools, and then product catalog just to see. It does show me the pumpkin seed as a consumable product. So that's great. It's showing up in my product catalog. 10 out of 10 there.
I'm a real sucker for these OG trees. Their little paper leaves.
Now that I've checked, the product catalog shows up.
Honestly, it is brilliant.
Create a simple offer. I did that.
I mean, like nanite is awesome, but brings back memories for me.
It's fair. I feel like cards have their time and place, you know?
They do.
Oh, friends, this is why we read documentation. The price
Oh.
of the offer must be between 50 and 5,000 V-Bucks, and I think we put it as 10.
Ah,
I think that's our problem.
yeah, I think we did.
All right. To the offer definition. To change the price. We did put it as 10. All right, I'm going to do 50. Save, and I don't know if that will fix the whole problem, but at least it's one step forward.
Oh, there we go. All right, I gotta give a call out to folks in chat because for the last little bit here, they were posting, "Hey,
Oh, did they let us
it's the
know?
price." Yeah, they
They
were
let
letting
us
us
know about the price.
So they were doing us a solid. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat. I'm sorry it took me reading documentation and not chat today. We appreciate you, chat. That's probably the problem all along. Here we are. Hopefully this fixes it, but it takes us a few minutes to load, so we'll go through the loading screens.
Hey, it got me some screen time.
Mr. I was liking not working and narrating as I worked. Did chat have any other hot debugging tips for me?
How to boss is saying make sure it's a float and not an integer.
Okay, double checking that now. It is a float.
All right, there we go.
Good call, Phil. I think if I would have typed it without just copying and pasting, I probably would have made it an int, and that would have been a problem. So
This is why we copy paste. I like that we're setting goals and we're reinforcing them constantly.
it's the only way.
Yeah.
Look at that faraway tree
Oh no.
living on the
Really
lonely
setting the
mountain.
scene here. That's lovely. Let's be over here.
I must say, honestly, the difference between Heather, you really getting everything put together and like a mad dash through verse and getting this and that and this, and then we cut to Josh and he's just very
A little
peacefully
tree
placing
in the
trees in the distant
distance,
hills.
painting a picture.
I love it though. It's amazing.
It's a really good juxtaposition.
It's true.
I think it very well emphasizes our two working styles. It's why we work so well together.
It's true.
It's a balance. Everything needs balance.
Wait, hold on. I want to see if I fixed the other thing
Did it
before you
work?
go back to my screen.
Okay, we'll save
I
it.
mean, you all saw my like hands go up with excitement, but guys, that was it. That was the whole problem. Okay. I'm both very happy and very sad that the entire problem is that I was too cheap. Okay. Can we come back to me for a hot second? I will really appreciate it. I'm
Sure.
so happy that this is working now. Okay. So first things first, back in verse, the things that mattered. This does matter. Adding it to the offer dialog device 100% totally mattered. Also adding it to the buy offer button device totally matters. You got to have it in both those places because I needed to be able to either have it for this one offered at the market stand where the farmer's selling you a bunch of things, and for this one, this allows us to select in the UEFN UI which offer we want to sell from that one spot. So in this case, when you press that button, which offer are we going to sell? If we come back into UEFN for a second, I'll show you a couple of things. I'm going to close all of the windows so that I can show it to you live. So the first thing that in my debugging, I said this out loud, but we were watching Josh's screen, so I just want to show you all. We're going to come up to tools, and then you're going to press product catalog. And this is a great space to come and make sure that everything that you've defined so far is showing up all in your catalog. If you're not seeing it, hit refresh. If you're still not seeing it, then go check your implementation. But ours did work. I'm very happy about it. It has all of the descriptions. Yay. Okay. So then we can close that. And then the other thing that I did is if we come over here. Sorry, I'm really bad at navigating. Josh is so much smoother at this.
Ah.
So for the device that I brought over, I did bring over the buy offer device. And then this is what I was talking about earlier. You do have to set the offer type that you want to sell. So I could change it to any of these things, but I'm going to keep it as pumpkin seed right now. And I've mapped it to the pumpkin button. We also earlier, when we were doing things, we mapped things to this button, which is the store. And so you'll see shortly that both the button and the store now show you the new product because we put it in all the places in verse. I'm so excited. All right, are you ready for the grand reveal?
I am.
We have this adorable farm. Look at how picturesque. I mean, it's perfect. It doesn't have that new tree yet. I haven't gotten that yet. But it will soon. And then it will be absolutely perfect. But we could come over here and we can say, hey, I just want one seed. And so I can buy it from the pumpkin seed stand. We can see it's the words that we wrote. It's the pumpkin seed icon that we uploaded. We could purchase it. And I don't have any UI on right now, but I also didn't make any custom UI for the pumpkin seed just yet, so we wouldn't be able to see it either. But we could make custom UI to reflect that that pumpkin seed is in our inventory. If I press I, can I see it there either? No, I cannot. That's okay. That's what the custom UI is for. And then if we come over here, we can talk to our farmer, and our farmer stand, it's a little bit bigger. He's got some options. He's got some opportunities for us. We could buy a corn seed pack. We could buy a bundle. We could buy a shovel. We could buy a starter bundle, or we could buy the new thing that
Nice.
we just added, the pumpkin seed. So then we click the pumpkin seed, and it takes us to that same interface that we saw before. And we can also see we have a maximum of 100 that we can own. So it does show us here that we already own one. But if I purchase another one, and I do that little dialogue just one more time, now we can see that we own two. So that's one way, if you don't have that UI working and you're just in the testing phase, that you can double check to make sure that your purchases are working as planned. But that's it. That's how you can set these up. I'm so happy that worked.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Cool. I don't think I have much else. I'm just really happy with how this turned out. Josh, this is so cute. Like you made it just like come together. Oh, over here is where you had like the planting of the stuff, right?
Yeah, if we switch to mine, I've got it all
Oh,
set up.
ooh. Okay. Let me let us switch to you, and then I'm gonna push all of these changes so that you can have the working pumpkins as well.
Yes.
We'll have to just pretend I have the working pumpkins right now.
That's fine.
But yeah, so
We
there's a
saw
little
that they
farm.
work. So then this is just the
Yes,
other
This is
part.
true.
yes, this is the other half of it. With our farmer here, go get some corn seeds, cash in on those. And then this is for our corn seeds here. Nope, that one didn't work. All right, but that's okay. This one will work. Yes. All right. And then voila,
Pumpkin!
pumpkin seed gets planted.
There we go.
And then from there, you can implement whatever gameplay you want, whether that's collecting those things that grew, or if you have other things like that secret VIP area or anything like that. Like, just have fun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you can, I mean, if I was to keep going on this, like, you know, have all these different plots of lands, be able to plant whatever, vegetable you want, buy more seeds, different types, you can then sell them for some, in-game currency, gold or whatever, and carry
Mhm.
on like that. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with this.
The other idea that I had earlier, which I was kind of excited about, but obviously we didn't get to do, was like, I also like the idea of buying like a limited time rake that has 10 actions that lets you rake up 10 new plots of land
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. Like there's a lot of other stuff that you could build here. So that would be like a consumable rake that would let you put 10 new plots of plantable land down. Um, so lots of stuff that you could create here. But overall,
Yeah.
that's kind of the highest level and deepest dive all at once. Um, how to set up some initial in-island transactions.
Oh my gosh. Well, this was awesome. Thank you both so much for putting together this really, really cute example. And again, there's lots here to dig into. There's lots of ways to expand off of what you showed here today. And I know lots of things for folks to dig into for themselves. A couple reminders for y'all, of course. We know that there's a lot of questions around in-island transactions, and we want to make sure that we answer those. So if you have some, please take a second to go over to the Epic developer community. We have a thread there that is exclusively for questions around this topic. So go ahead over there and put them there. The other thing is also the documentation that Heather was referencing that also helped us out when we should have been looking at chat and we weren't. Sorry, chat, but thank you. Also, take a second to check out the documentation too. There's lots of really good information there, lots to learn. But with that, thank you so much to our wonderful builders for coming along with us today and making this incredible adventure with us. Thank you all, everyone, for being here and participating. The show wouldn't be what it is without you and your participation and you being here. So thank you for also being fellow builders right along with us. If you missed any part of the stream and you want to go back and reference it, or you just want to watch it again, no worries, because we post all of our streams in video format that can be viewed on demand on both the FN Create YouTube channel as well as the YouTube for Unreal Engine and Twitch for Unreal Engine as well. So lots of places where you can go watch this video afterwards. Also, keep up with us on all of our socials to keep up with the latest news and updates and all of that good stuff. And then last but certainly not least, I know we've been pointing you towards there a lot today, but this is my last call out for it. If you haven't already, please come join us on the Epic developer community. That's where we house things like our documentation, our forums, as well as tutorials made by both Epic staff and wonderful members of the community alike. So go hang out there. There's lots there available to you. Pretty much anything you would need, both from a starter to even if you're pretty advanced and have been in the program for a while. There's lots that you can learn there and access there. So check it out. It's a good place to be. But with that, thank you one last time to our wonderful builders, and thank you everybody for watching. And we'll see y'all next time. Thanks so much, everybody.
All right. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.